everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Weaverdice Vegas. This episode brought to you by Apple's GarageBand. GarageBand, crashing and losing all your work for no reason. Alright, a few things before we get started. First thing, people keep asking us if there are going to be spoilers for Worm in this campaign. While this technically takes place before the events of Worm, I would say that, yeah, there will be. Next, thanks to Free Buddha for the concept behind Lickspittle and Sealed, and thanks to Murder Death Hug for Rapture. And of course, thanks to Wildbow for helping develop Metric's power details. If you want to join the Cape Generation collaboration, become a patron of the Daily Planet via patreon.com/dailyplanetfilms and gain access to our Weaverdice Vegas Discord channel. If you tweet about Weaverdice Vegas with hashtag We've Got Dice, no punctuation, we might work in your name or a reference to your Twitter handle or something. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Without further ado, please enjoy the seedy underbelly of the Vegas Cape scene. Last time on Weaverdice Vegas.
Hey Tex, boss wants to see ya.
Well, Lightfinger, best as I can recall, we don't have a boss.
Things will be different under me, Tex.
How much does college cost nowadays?
Christmas in December, boys.
You want to step to the loose cannons? You call a real meeting and we'll talk about it. Things have really just worked out serendipitously, haven't they? I want you to head to the safe house on Lone Mountain Road and pick up a package from Rod and bring it back here.
Some cylinders. Might be a liquid.
Soda?
Put your hands in the air or I'll blow your fucking face off.
So what's your deal, Hex? This is kind of trash gear you got here.
Obviously I'm not actually a tinker. I'm impressed you figured it out, dipshit.
It's better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, I'm not too sure myself.
It's been about 3 days since the last adventure and since you were all dismissed from the 8 Ball and essentially permitted to go about your business. You were each given a burner phone by Lightfinger and just told to, be responsive if you were contacted. And so we're going to check in with everybody and see what you've been doing for the last few days. We're going to go through everybody one at a time. So first, Chad.
Yeah.
You are in a weird mood this morning. This whole day, actually. You woke up this morning in a funk. You had a very intense dream, and now all you can remember is a single very vivid image of a red glow over the horizon and a terrible sense of dread for your brother and sister. Of course, you don't actually have any siblings.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's quite strange.
Yeah. And it's just, it's put you in a weird mood. You don't know what to make of it. And that's kind of where you are mentally right now.
All right.
So what were you doing these last few days?
Well, I've been thinking about my tools and wanting to work on stuff, but that dream's really got me in a funk. I feel like I just need to go to Radio Shack.
Okay, so you need to get that out of your system with some tinkering, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, definitely.
Was that your Chad voice or was that your Daniel voice?
This is my Chad voice.
Awesome.
I remember Radio Shack.
Yeah,
it is 2005, guys.
It is.
I got called out for talking about smartphones.
Is Radio Shack actually gone? I thought there was like one Radio Shack left.
No, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, yeah, I need to get a Radio Shack.
Yeah. Well, on Earth Bet, Radio Shacks are booming business because instead of trying to become, like whatever it was they were trying to do, which no one's really sure of. They just double down on being a tinker supply one-stop shop. So that makes sense. But before you head out, you check your bank account balance and you notice that you only have $4,200 left, like total in your bank account, which is not a lot based on your lifestyle and how you spend money. But I guess you're imagining, you're going to buy some supplies, but you need to be a little bit economical with it. So you actually have some options in terms of what you had the energy to do and what you have the finances to do. So option number one, for $2,000 in parts, you could build 4 of your special Tinker toolkits, which included stuff like repair kits and limited use superchargers. Option 2 was for $3,500 in parts, you could build 1 toolkit of the aforementioned variety, and then also a specific augment for your drone called the performance augment. And that's because you got a really good look at Radiant's power with your visor, and your drone recorded some data, so you can incorporate some aspects of Radiant's power into your performance augment if you can get the parts and put in the time. So namely now, if you build this, your drone app, I believe is his nickname,
yes.
Can fly at a running pace rather than walking pace.
Yeah, that would be way useful. That's
right. And then also there's a charge/ultra option, which is basically like the overclocking option, where he can fly at a double running pace. And then on top of all that, you get a +1 to athletics. But the thing about augments is that in order to use this augment, you'll have to swap out one of the augments that you've already got slotted in. So you'd have to choose what that would be.
Yeah.
And then the third option you had for $3,000 in supplies is to build 2 toolkits and then swap out your current sunken eye tech pattern for a different pattern of your choosing. So what did Chad choose?
Well, clearly Chad chose option 2.
Okay, so you're going for the Radiant inspired performance augment.
Yes.
All right. So just as an option before you head out, you think briefly about the other way that you could replenish your funds, which would be to call your father and ask him for some money. Do you do that?
Definitely not.
Okay, definitely not. All right. In that case, you had to Radio Shack in your car.
All right.
And you
Radio Shack.
You walk through the doors under the beautiful Radio Shack logo, which we all miss now. And a young woman who's sort of in the Radio Shack uniform immediately and very professionally approaches you. Her name tag reads Maddie, and she says, "Welcome to Radio Shack. Looking for anything in particular?"
Yes, Maddie. Are you willing to engage in a trade?
Radio Shack Corporation does not engage in exchange, sale, or endorsement of third-party equipment. But she's winking and pressing a button that causes the display to rotate out to a selection of different Tinker devices. Of course, Radio Shack specialists would be happy to assist in the repair of devices, while any and all affected devices are being processed by Radio Shack Corporation. Customers are, of course, entitled to loaner equipment of fair market value. What kind of damage, and she's doing air quotes, has befallen your equipment?
Yes. Well, so when you're eating an apple and the skin keeps getting stuck in your teeth, like squeaking against your teeth, jammed right there in between 2 molars, and you're trying to get it out with your tongue, but it's giving you a tongue cramp, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper between your teeth, and you can't think about anything else because it's just wedged in there, nagging on your thoughts until there's nothing but the sensation of a blade of glass being drawn across the softest tissues of your gums.
Jesus Christ.
Behold, the apple II. So I raise a disc into the air, and it kind of floats. And then the second I put an apple on top of it, which I, of course, was storing in my cloak, it just gets degloved instantly.
Oh, yes. A fruit peeler.
Apple peeler.
Oh, excellent. Yes, of course. This apple peeler might need to stay a while. Might you have any other equipment in need of repair? Air quotes again.
Yeah, so you know how when you're like out looking at trees alone and you see a bird just fly headfirst into a tree and you just totally brain itself on the tree, and there's even some bird guts that hit itself so hard, and you just want to tell someone what you saw, like maybe connect with someone a little bit, but it's 9 p.m. on a Wednesday, and you've only ever heard the sound of your own voice for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the Weeper. So I take out a really small cube.
Oh, it's a
It lets you send messages from anywhere. Only 128 characters, but the interface is very intuitive.
a beeper.
A Weeper for bleeps.
Okay, I think we can find something to do with that. Do you have anything else?
Right. So you know, like when you're in the beach in the Maldives and the water is just perfectly clear, just like bluer than anything you've ever seen, and you want to take a picture, but you know, Frederick and Tommaso would think you faked it unless you're like actually in the shot, so to speak. Like, you know, you in the foreground plus beach plus perfect blue crystal water in the background, but Mother's having a silence and the help isn't allowed to look at you. Behold, the quickie stick. So I take out like a long cylinder thing, and I ram a Polaroid camera on one end and then hold it out awkwardly so it's facing like both me and Maddie. And then I push a button and like a tiny mechanical finger comes out and presses the photo caption button.
Okay, come on. That's just a selfie stick.
It's a quickie stick.
I really wish I was in this room right now.
Devices that are irreparably damaged may, of course, be redeemed for store credit.
But it's not. It's not.
I think that's more than enough to occupy our repair specialist. In the meantime, what is it that you said you needed again?
So dejectedly, I take out a list of supplies for like 100 smoke detectors and a bunch of resistors and inductors and stuff.
All right. Roll to see if you get a discount for the trade-in value of any of this garbage.
What would the modifier on that? Probably social. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I get a 0.
You get a 0. Okay.
I get a 0.
She doesn't kick you out of the store because Radio Shack has a policy of welcoming tinkers no matter what they're asking for. But you don't get any discount, so it costs you the full 3,000. All
right, fine. I guess I'll pay anyway and keep all of these things. Jesus.
Okay. And yeah, somehow you walk away from this encounter without having left a glowing impression with Maddie. All right, so yeah, that's where you are.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, this is amazing.
By the way, Metric.
I mean,
so
it wasn't brilliant.
It was pretty brilliant. It was very brilliant.
Well, I mean, hopefully the selfie stick wasn't going to come in handy on this adventure.
Quickie stick.
The quickie stick. Yeah. All right. So you go
keep
back.
in mind that we know with our future site that all of these things are billion-dollar ideas.
I mean, the second one's just a beeper, which existed in like the 80s.
No, it's Twitter, which did not exist.
Yeah, and probably like runs on subspace or something. Anyway, so that's what you accomplished over the last few days. It actually took you the better part of this whole chunk of time to buy those things and to tinker them. But I assume you have the performance augment swapped in. So Rusty, what did you do with your day off?
Well, I went to the junkyard with Dog and Skip to find myself a new door for my truck.
Alrighty,
which had the door ripped off last adventure, if you remember.
That's right, and that did not sit well with you at all. So
it bothers me.
Yeah,
I have great affection for that truck.
Yeah, things need to be in order. So it's been an uneventful couple days actually, but you're still a bit on edge because yesterday you ran a stop sign. You just completely didn't see it, but you were lucky to receive nothing worse than the finger from another motorist. And then this morning, in fact, on your way to the junkyard with Skip, you forgot to check your blind spot and caused the car next to you to swerve and honk at you. So no harm done. It's not a disaster, but you're definitely on edge about all this.
Okay.
So anyway, you arrive at the scrapyard. You pull in. It's a handful of acres of big piles of metal refuse, everything from microwaves to cars to industrial machines. And I guess you guys are going to get out of the car.
Yes, and I'll approach the junkyard warden.
Okay. Yeah, he's just kind of sorting through a pile of junk.
and sees you approach and then says, "Can I help you?"
I tip my hat politely and say, "Well, howdy there, sir. I am currently in search of a new door for my 1976 sky blue Ford Bronco pickup truck. Would you happen to have one available?"
Trucks are eastern corner, and he kind of gestures into the lot. Can't tell you exactly make and model. There's piles of them, all kinds of different ages, all kinds of different degrees of wear and tear. I imagine you're going to want to look them over and tell me what you assess. Feel free, just take what you need. Come out here and we can transact business.
Well, you imagined correctly, sir. I will have a perusal of your wares, and you have a pleasant day yourself.
All right. So I imagine you're heading in there now?
Yes, I'm looking around for ideally a matching door, but I'll take anything that will fit.
All right. So Rusty, Skip is with you, and he's been pretty quiet, on the drive. He's a pretty quiet guy in general, but today his quietness kind of makes you think that there's something on his mind. And finally, he breaks the silence and he says, "Rusty, it's none of my business, but why did you tell me to stay behind the other day?"
I am in the process of lighting a cigarette coolly, because that's what I do. And then I respond, "Well, Skip, I do believe I was about to walk into a bit of a trap."
"And you didn't want your old pal Skip with you for a trap? I like to think we've been through a scrap or two together."
"Well, that we have, Skip, that we have. But there ain't no sense in both of us getting knocked off if such a fate was, in fact, to await me. And I'm happy to say we both seem to have survived."
"Well, that's the truth. If that ever happens again, Rusty, I'm there for you, buddy." And you can tell how hard this is for him to say because he's Texan and men just don't speak that way to one another.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, Skip. I'd sure appreciate it if you watch my back these next few weeks. I think I've smoothed things over with Snake Eyes, but one can never be too sure how he'll behave.
And he just kind of nods and accepts this because far too many words have already been exchanged on this topic. It doesn't do to speak to each other. Indeed. So now roll to see what you find.
I got a 2. Is this a skill modifier or anything?
Is there any skill you could think of to apply to it?
No.
All right,
Matt, I got a question on the rolls. Like a rule question. Like what is failure case versus success case? Is it based on what you're rolling, or is it like a chart?
In many of these cases, like for example, this is like a weird one-off thing. Like there's nothing in the rule book about do you find a door in a junkyard?
Yeah, it's just like a small chance it would match, I guess.
Yeah, I gave a range of outcomes basically. So with the 2, for example, you find a similar model of vehicle, but it's rusted and dented, and the window is busted out. So that's the best you're going to be able to do with a 2.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, so I guess you're handy enough that you're able to take the door off.
Yeah.
And Skip helps you, I suppose.
Yeah, we just attach it ourselves, and I put some. I do the whole like cardboard with duct tape situation to cover up the window.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Actually, I don't know if you can do that on the driver's side.
Yeah,
window.
probably not.
So it's actually like clear packing tape. It's that sort of situation.
Okay, classy. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so on your way out of the junkyard with Skip and Dog, you hear like a giant thundering crash ahead of you. And then following that, you hear more or less catastrophic metal clattering sounds. Roll wits.
Okay. 2.
You can't really say anything about like what it might be from the sound of it.
Okay.
So how are you going to respond?
So something crashed behind me, or what?
Ahead of you toward the exit.
So I'm walking by it anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, it now occurs to you that due to the layout of this place, all of the footpaths basically funnel through kind of a bottleneck on the way out, which you passed through on the way in, but it didn't occur to you that there was kind of only one way out, unless you wanted to like climb through piles of sharp scrap.
Okay, so sure, I see what's going on my way to the exit.
All right, so you're walking along and you see ahead of you an enormous 10-foot tall armored suit is huddled over a pile of scrap, apparently digging through it with its huge 3-fingered hands, looking for something, maybe tossing aside a piece of junk every once in a while.
Is this the same armored suit that I came across in the previous adventure?
Yes, you recognize it as being that exact same suit. And you also recognize that you're going to have to go past it to get out. Its back is kind of not fully turned on you, but you can imagine that there's a chance that you could just sneak by, but you're going to have to do...
No, I don't sneak.
Okay.
I walk up. Oh,
okay.
Go ahead. I'm going to approach him and introduce myself. That's
all right.
Intention.
Okay. Okay. Approach him.
Okay. I approach him and I kind of clear my throat to get his attention, and I take off my hat and go, "Well, excuse me there, sir. I don't believe we had a chance to introduce ourselves the other night. My name's Rusty Greer. This is my friend Skip. To whom do I have the pleasure of addressing?"
All right. So he stands to his full height, turns, and you get a good look at the suit. It's definitely the largest mech you've ever seen, though it doesn't quite look like a mech so much as an armored suit for a giant. It's kind of a very thick, heavy, sturdy design, but you also see numerous panels which you suspect open up to reveal hidden tools or weapons. The helmet or the head or whatever is flat-faced with simple slits for eye holes. And the machine regards you inscrutably, not advancing and not not speaking either. And you're gonna have to roll social.
Okay. 4.
So he looks at you. He's looking back and forth between you and Skip with very small movements of his head, and then when he looks at you again, despite the complete lack of facial features, you get the distinct impression that he recognizes you. And at this point, he holds out his arm toward you and Skip, and before you can react, you feel yourselves lifted off your feet, and you fly through the air toward him, and you slam heavily into the grip of his right hand. Skip into his left. It's your turn.
Well, I do believe we found ourselves in a bit of a predicament. So by your turn, this is like a battle suit. Am I going to learn how battle works? Or
let's learn combat.
Am my hands pinned to my sides or anything, or what seems to be about to happen?
Well, one finger is over each of your shoulders, and the third is kind of digging into your stomach, but not in a way as if he's trying to impale you, just painfully.
Okay,
Michael, you're gonna have to use your power, Michael.
Well,
you're gonna have to use it, Michael.
Well, sir, this is awfully forward of you.
If you're just speaking, then he just kind of lifts you up and looks at you, and now he in what can only be described as a frustrated movement, he just kind of tosses you and Skip away. Okay. Roll either athletics or guts, depending on whether you're going to try to land nimbly and avoid impaling yourself, or that would be athletics, or guts to determine if you're just going to like try to take the hit.
I guess I'll Are they both equally easy?
You have
in
the
terms
same
of numbers I need to roll?
Yeah, you have the same stats in both of them.
Gotcha. I got a 4.
All right, I'm going to roll for Skip.
Good dog.
And he also got a 4. So both of you take like one lesser wound,
Okay.
which is kind of like the kind of thing where you probably need some first aid for it. Like a Skip twists his ankle a bit, like enough that he's kind of limping a bit, and you scrape your arm to the extent that it's bloody. Probably need some disinfectant on that. But then the giant just goes back to ignoring you and picks up a laser printer and pops open the back and with deceptive delicateness extracts a piece, just continuing to be unconcerned by your presence. And you're now on the side closer to the exit.
I pick myself up with what dignity I can muster and dust myself off and go over to help Skip up. And
Okay.
well, he ain't too friendly of a feller, is he?
No, we ain't. Do you do something to piss him off?
Well, Skip, I reckon I might have.
Well, that doesn't surprise me knowing you, Rusty. I imagine Dog has been like barking fiercely at the giant this whole time, and
Yes,
now is
yes.
But
But
that
now he's
was
come
all.
over and he licks my hand.
okay,
And I give him a pet.
okay,
And we go off to fix the truck and go back to the 8-ball.
yeah,
Is that what it's called?
yeah. That's probably a good plan. And now we're gonna switch over to Billy.
Yo.
Billy. So after the briefcase recovery mission, the gang gave you a burner phone like everyone else, and I told you to quit mugging people. But beyond that, they haven't contacted you. So what have you been up to?
I head to the casino.
All right.
I want to win
doesn't
some money.
surprise me.
I can't steal money from people, so I'm going to try to steal it from the casino.
Yeah. Gambling at casinos is the next best thing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I like that. So what's your approach here?
So Billy has decided that he thinks he can count cards. So he's going to sit down at a blackjack table after studying how to count cards in a book for about 30 seconds, and has decided he's got it, and has sat down at this table. And let's say Justin and Eric are there too.
All right. So yeah, the casino thinker tinker actually like notices that you're trying to do something, but like runs the calculations and sees that you're like likely to lose money overall because of your strategy. So they just leave you alone. So yeah, you've got about $2,000 socked away from your various muggings. How much of that are you going to be bankrolling here?
1,000.
All right, that's just a very Billy number, just a solid G.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
that would have been a more Billy thing to say.
Yeah, so let's see. Let's do one hand.
All right.
All right. So you're playing blackjack.
Yeah. So
All right.
in my head, the count is -12, which isn't really supposed to work that way if you're counting correctly.
Okay. All right. So the dealer pulls out a 10 of hearts.
Okay.
And you're gonna hit. You're gonna stay.
Wait, I have just one card? I need
No,
two cards.
Well, okay, so you have you have a 10 of hearts and a 2 of clubs.
What does the dealer have?
The dealer puts down a 5 of diamonds.
Well then I'm gonna hit, buddy.
All right, the dealer puts down a ace of hearts.
Yeah, hit me.
All right, the dealer puts down a 10.
Aw.
Yeah,
Wait.
sorry.
And Billy's trying to figure out if he busts or not.
Okay. So let's roll for like the whole day.
Okay.
Just roll wits, and despite the fact that we know you're not really using your wits.
All right. I rolled a 6. Booyah.
All right, that's amazing.
Don't tell Billy he's not witty.
Yeah. So despite all that, just like because of statistics, you actually earn 50% on your bankroll. So you walk away with 1,500 total.
Did none of the thinkers in the casino try to stop me? Do they know? I guess they know it's legit.
Yeah, I think they know that at most maybe like there's now a facial recognition algorithm keeping an eye on you going forward. But stranger things have happened, so you're not in trouble.
See, boys, everyone says don't hit on a 19, but look at this.
What's the take, man?
Wait.
Actually, sorry, I'm going to make character voices. Okay.
Okay.
This is Justin. So how'd we do, bro?
Wait. I think of what 50% of this is, and I say you count it.
And he counts it. $600. All right, man. Which is obviously a miscount. So they're stoked, and Justin's like, "Woo! Things are finally taking a turn for the better, huh, Billy?"
What's Eric doing right now?
Eric is now also counting the money.
Okay.
Separately.
So, what do you boys want to do?
So before they can answer that, you get a text on that burner phone. It buzzes in your pocket, and you're all instructed to head to the 8-ball.
All right, boys, let's head to the 8-ball.
Okay. We're just gonna skip over the transit. Do everyone a favor.
That's good.
All right. So you get there, and when you show up, the bartender sees you come in, and he just kind of like points his thumb like at the back room, like the kitchens and offices area.
Are we all here? Or is it just me?
You and Justin and me.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think Rusty is here, and he's playing pool with Skip at this point. But you can interact if you want. But you've been given the gesture.
I'm gonna head over to Rusty.
Okay.
It's like, hey, Texas, look what I got. And I show my money.
Well, looks like you got yourself a fistful of dollars there, young Billy.
It's a great movie reference, Michael. That's well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking, your door broke, and you could use some money, so here. And I hand him like $100.
Well, that's awful nice of you, young Billy, but I get the feeling you might need that more than I do. Went up to the junkyard just this morning to pick me out a new door that's working just fine.
Sweet. Try to be nice to a guy.
Well, what brings you around these parts?
My phone went off. Did you not get a text?
Did I get a text?
I think you did actually, but you were already at the 8-ball, and nobody's come to talk to you yet. So you're just waiting.
Oh,
am I in transit right now, or am I just like elsewhere?
Yeah, you also got a text, and you're also in transit.
Okay.
Matt,
FYI,
I can't remember. Did the henchmen ever get to meet Rusty?
They did come join us for drinks, I think.
Yeah,
but.
they did. Yeah.
I guess we can assume that y'all met. I guess we'll assume that.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Say hi to them as well.
Hey,
well,
man.
howdy there, Justin, Eric.
Hey, Tex. Good to see you again.
Hope y'all are staying out of trouble. I say with some amount of not thinking that they've actually stayed out of trouble.
Oh, you know us, man.
Well, I don't. To be honest with you. But, Billy, I happened to get a similar text, and I suppose we're waiting on our good friend Metric to show up.
Eric, it seems like nervously, like he's like, guys, I think the guy wants us to go in the back.
Eric, shut up. Get us some drinks.
Okay, man. All right, man. And he goes over and get you some drinks and confers with the bartender, and then comes back and he's like, "Yeah, we're supposed to go back there, man."
Guys, I think Matt wants us to go into the back room.
Well,
All
shall
right.
we head on into the back room?
Yeah, let's go.
Where there's no chance of anything dangerous happening.
Some sort of inciting incident.
We go back there.
Am I there yet?
Let's say that you walked in just now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
You walk through the door. Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my dudes with me this time.
Yeah. They're invited.
Let's say like on the way, Justin kind of like wanders off, like looks lost for a bit, and just like starts wandering in the wrong direction.
Okay.
All right.
He looks a little confused.
And I grab a PBR on the way in.
Okay. All right.
So
And you.
I call to him and I'm like, Justin, get over here, dumbass.
Oh, sorry, man. I was just heading to the showers. What? Wait.
Justin.
I mean, it's okay, man. It's cool, man. We're all good.
I look
Let's
at
go.
Eric and sigh, and we wait for him to come back.
Okay.
Well, that boy's got if brains were leather, that boy wouldn't have enough to saddle a June bug.
Wait. I look just as confused as Justin just was.
Yeah, Justin goes. June bug.
Billy, what's wrong with Justin?
He's just, get a little slow.
I am familiar with slow. What is wrong with Justin?
Hey, man, you don't mess with my friends. I don't mess with your robots.
That doesn't even make sense, Billy. Fine, whatever. Let's just go start this meeting.
Okay. Not that it doesn't matter a tremendous amount other than for visuals. Is App with you, and is he visible, or what's going on there?
App is with me and invisible.
Okay. So yeah, you actually you go
dog
to
dog is with me.
So you go to like a back room, which is like the only obvious place to go with like an open door. And waiting for you is actually a woman wearing an apron, smoking a cigarette. Her hair appears to be graying prematurely. And on a small table next to her are a variety of high-tech gadgets. And when you enter, she stands up, she stubs out the cigarette, and she looks over you guys, and she says, "All right, let's see what we got." And she holds up her hands and beckons you forward.
Do I know this lady?
She looks at you and she says, "Oh, hey, Tex. Yeah, I don't think I need to see you right now, but I can give you a look over if you want." Oh, I'm sorry. The rest of you, I'm Fixer. I put things back the way they were. I take a look at all the new recruits and I remove any lingering effects that you might have working on you. Who's first? And she kind of slaps her hands together and rubs them together.
Billy's first.
Okay. So she
step
like,
forward.
okay. So she like straps electrodes to you and sensors, and she puts like a helmet on your head, and she looks you over with a few different scopes, and she taps you with a rod that seems to be vibrating, and says, yeah, as I expected, you guys are absolutely riddled with power residues.
What does that mean?
Well, yeah, for example, there's a protectorate cape named Eyes and Ears, and she can see through the senses of anybody she sees and hears, and anybody who they see and hear, and so on, until she's spying on the whole city. So before we bring anybody on board, we clean out all that powers spyware.
That's powerful.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff like that floating around. It's Vegas. Now hold still. So she flicks some switches and roll guts.
6.
What in the world?
All right, you're in excruciating pain, but actually uninjured. So that's good.
Sweet. So obviously, it's like very clear that I was in a lot of pain, but I'm literally like, just kind of tickles a little bit.
Okay. All right. She's like, yep. All right, you're all cleaned up now. You're good for active duty. Who's next?
I like step forward, but before I go there, I like try and give her gear a look with my visor. Do I see anything?
Roll wits, and I'll give you. Yeah, just roll wits.
Oh, I got a 7.
A 7. Okay. I mean, you get a really good look at it and a really good like scan of it, to the extent that you might be able to like take inspiration from it later. But like, there's no tricks. It's doing what she says it's doing, as far as you can tell.
All right, might as well figure out what's wrong with me. Let's see.
All right. Yep. So she straps it all onto you, and you're also going to need to roll wits. Guts. Sorry.
Oh, dang. I think 5. Yeah, 5.
5. All right. You are also racked with excruciating pain as electricity courses through your body, and all sorts of strange sensations that you've never felt or even imagined course through you. But other than the pain, you're not injured.
So I like stumble forward and like seem to push off of the air for a second, but then am otherwise fine.
All right.
What was that?
Don't worry about it, Billy.
Tex, I think we can skip you unless you feel the need for a cleaning.
Well, Fixer, I think I might have been cursed. Why don't you give me a quick look over?
All righty. Well, so she gives you the same treatment, and looks at you and peers at you through a couple of like circular lenses, and says, "Yeah, definitely something at work there in the old noggin."
Hex, I get it. Hex.
I can't really guess what this is doing exactly, but it seems to be interfering with your functioning. So let me just, brace yourself, fella.
Yep. Well, I'm familiar with the process. You just get it over with.
Okay. Roll guts.
5.
Man. Okay. So you're likewise racked with pain, but you've been through this before. You don't take any wounds. The contact points are a little painful, but you'll live. All right, I guess just those two young fellas, and she points at Justin and E.
Okay.
Which one to use first?
I slap Justin on the back to go first.
Oh, okay. And she starts looking them over and plugging them into things, and she's like, what happened to you? Kid, are you all right? And she like snaps her fingers in front of his face. Yeah, I'm all right.
He's fine. Just hurry it up.
Well, all right. I hope he survives this. And then she just pushes the buttons. Let's see.
Oh God.
He is also racked with pain, as with everyone else. And kind of falls to one knee and like clutches his head, and then just kind of like stays there for a while. In fact, he's just kind of on his knee and not getting up.
Eric, let's go check on him. Eric, come on. All right, we go over and check on him.
Okay. Oh, hey guys, what? Okay.
I get down to his level and kind of try to shake him loose.
Okay. He's like,
dude, come on, you're embarrassing me.
Billy,
Yeah.
Where are we, man?
Vegas, dude, come on.
Oh yeah, right, of course, yeah. And he like stands up and he kind of
look, he's fine. Hey.
Yeah. Oh man, what happened to these guys? Their brains are like Swiss cheese, and I can't fix it either. These changes are way too deep.
It's probably those thinkers, huh?
Wow, I've never seen anything like it. All right. And then she does Eric now, I suppose.
Does he really need that? I mean, the other guy was fine, right? Let's just go.
I'm roll social.
Okay. I 7. I'm doing awesome today, guys.
What the hell? She's like, well, now that you mention it, I only detected the Swiss cheese brain on that guy. Well, let me just look him over. So she looks him over with her tools, and she says, I mean, yeah, he's also got the Swiss cheese brain, but he doesn't have any other stuff going on with him. So
Can Can I roll wits just to see if I kind of maybe pick up on, or do I have to roll for that, the connection between their Swiss cheese brain and maybe
Sure.
his
Yeah.
power?
You can roll wits for that, sure.
Yeah,
I would guess
I'm
it'd
also
be
going
like-
to roll that.
I would guess it would be to see like how I'm acting and like the details of my behavior, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, either way, I got a 4.
And I got
Okay.
a 5.
Okay. Yeah, I'd call both of those a partial success. And you both do kind of,
We sense a connection.
yeah, you clock some kind of connection between the fact that these guys have been hanging around Billy with his nebulous mind power, which you may not be too sure of what it is exactly. Still, I don't think he necessarily told you.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm clapping my dudes on the back and like trying to get them to, buck up, and maybe I like look around slightly nervously.
okay. All right. Billy, I want you to also roll wits now.
Okay. 4.
Okay. So first of all, stop lying about your rolls. Second,
What? I will get a dice camera if you need a dice camera.
We got like ones all last time, so I think this is
yeah,
cosmic
I guess
justice.
that's how it works. So you actually, like, as you're walking out of the room, you get like a latent flash of an image in your mind, and it's just a single frame, and you're confused because what you're seeing is a scene from the night of your trigger event. Somebody is holding the bottles of vodka that you and your friends later drank out of. They're holding something over the opening of one of the bottles, but you can't look at it. Even your mind's eye just skips over it. But you can see the face of the person holding the bottle, and it's Jonathan.
Okay. What the fuck? And I like look back at what's her name? Fixer.
Yeah.
And I like get right up in her face and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Are you experiencing something unusual?
What are you showing
kid?
me? And I like my two guys are kind of flanking on my right and left.
Look, I've seen it all, kid. If you're seeing something now, then it's because something I just removed was stopping you from seeing that thing. Okay, I can see I used too many words in that sentence.
Yeah. Billy,
Let me start
Billy
over.
looks very confused.
A power was keeping you from seeing whatever it is you just saw. I removed that power.
What the fuck?
Do I need to explain this a third time?
No. I look
All right.
really pissed off, and I pull my two guys over to the side, and we're whispering amongst each other.
Okay.
I don't know if I want everyone to know what I'm saying.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
What's that all about?
Basically there's nothing else going on back here in the kitchen area. So I imagine you guys eventually make your way back into the pool hall area.
All right.
Is that
Continue.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're all hanging out, and
Well, y'all up for a game of Cutthroat over at the billiards table?
You mean pool?
That's more or less what I'm referring to.
I would
Billy.
I would be happy to play some pool.
Sure.
Cutthroat's typically a 3-player game, and Skip is kind of sitting it out because of his twisted ankle. So it would be you three guys, and kind of as you start to rack up the balls, a man in a nice suit approaches through the door, and he sees you guys, and he walks over. He's also walking with a slight limp, and you recognize him as Helter Skelter. You do, Rusty. Helter Skelter. And Billy, you recognize him as the guy who kicked your ass when you tried to mug him.
Okay.
And
This will be good.
And he looks at you and kind of like smirks and goes, mind if I join you, gentlemen?
Hey, no hard feelings, right?
Oh, certainly not. It all turned out well in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, we were just practicing.
Of course,
Yo.
of course.
Y'all met before, have you?
Yeah, he was the guy that is We were training the fighting. It was a practice.
Oh, right. Yes. All those words together make a lot of sense. Well, what brings you around here, Helter?
Oh, I was called in, I imagine, just like you fellas. How about we kill the time with... I see it looks to me like you're playing Cutthroat. 4-player game of Cutthroat. We each put up $500, winner take all.
Well, I'm actually a bit short on that kind of cash, you know.
I got you, bro.
I spot him. Alrighty. Well, thank you there, Billy.
Metric, is it?
Yeah. I'll definitely get in on this.
That nerd can pay for his own.
Excellent. So Helter Skelter racks the balls, and then he removes 3 balls, leaving 12 total. He says, so 3 balls for each of us, and he allocates them. Everyone roll for initiative. First in the order is Rusty. So you're gonna roll to see how you do at this shot. All right. I have my outcome table. So
gotcha. I got a 6.
All right. You actually sink 2 of your balls on one shot.
But I'm not supposed to sink my own balls in Cutthroat.
Oh, you're not supposed to sink your own balls?
You sink everyone else's balls.
You sink 2 balls on your
whose balls?
On your shot. Yeah, 2 balls.
Whose 2 balls? Probably. I mean, let's be honest. It's Chad's balls.
This is becoming very complex, isn't it? Let's say
maybe we're not playing Cutthroat. Maybe we're playing normal pool.
Maybe we're playing normal pool with 3 balls. Yeah,
Vegas rules.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Vegas
rules. All right. So I got 2 of mine then. So I got 1 more then.
Yeah, you got 1 more left.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and roll again, I guess, because you get to go again.
Oh, okay. 3.
Yeah. So you sink nothing, but you also don't scratch. So it's now Billy's turn.
Good.
All right. 5. Wait, is there a modifier on this one?
No.
Okay, 5.
And so you sink 1 of your balls.
Yeah.
You can go again, I guess.
5 again.
You sink another of your balls. Go again, I guess.
Watch this, boys. Okay, that would be a 1.
So you scratch. So you have to take 1 of your balls out. So you're back to 1. And now it's Helter Skelter's turn. And at this point, the TV in the background actually catches your attention. Or perhaps it's more accurate to say that it catches Helter Skelter's attention so dramatically that he messes up his shot, and he also scratches. And the fact that this happened leads you to notice that this has happened. So the TV is showing a news report, and there's a voiceover. A tense protectorate involved chase ended with the arrest of local parahuman villain Sealed, member of the notorious High Rollers criminal syndicate. And over this, the TV shows some grainy but relatively decent security footage of the following events. A black SUV, which Billy, you recognize, speeds down a narrow street, its fenders visibly damaged, one side of its windshield smashed in. A human figure wearing deep red armor darts into the frame at high speed and lashes to the side of the SUV, reaches in and apparently grabs the steering wheel, causing the SUV to swerve hard into a lamppost. A man carrying a briefcase slips like an eel out of the window of the SUV and starts to stumble away from the vehicle. You all at the same time realize that it's Helter Skelter wearing a simple mask and bleeding slightly from his leg, presumably due to the impact of the crash. The figure in red armor easily heads him off and attacks with a powerful kick, which Helter Skelter narrowly avoids, but it's obvious that they're both exceptionally quick fighters. All Helter Skelter's attacks seem to glance off the heavy armor, while the armored woman obviously possesses super strength. Plus, Helter Skelter is encumbered with the briefcase. The fight lasts an impressive few seconds before the woman tags the briefcase with one hand and then kicks Helter Skelter in the chest, launching him about 10 yards. He somehow lands on his feet, despite being obviously injured from the impact. And then she's gone, taking the briefcase with her.
Is this the same woman who was on our car the other night?
It is the same woman in the red armor, which at the time you saw her so briefly, you perceived it as samurai armor, but perhaps now on the security footage, I'm not going to make you roll for this. You see that it's not necessarily that it's samurai armor. It's just very reminiscent of it in terms of how it's made of overlapping plates.
Gotcha.
And Helter Skelter, leaning over the pool table, kind of goes, I would have had it if I hadn't been banged up in the car crash.
Wait, there are two of you?
So then the video feed lingers for a few moments longer. And you see a man in black and white pulling himself out of the damaged SUV and then appearing to vanish. And then a hero in bright colors flies into frame a moment later, peels the top off the SUV, and grabs what is obviously Sealed by the collar, and then flies away. By the way, Sealed is the guy who tagged your ankle, Scott, and caused you to slam into the ground a couple nights ago.
What do I know about Sealed?
He has a power where it's like a touch base, and he can make things stick to other things.
Okay.
So is the person in the red armor working is a protectorate person then, or is that something different? I'm trying to parse out this scene.
You don't know that, Rusty. You don't recognize the one in the red armor, other than from last night. Yeah, right. Or the other night, right?
Okay, so red armor chick and giant mech dude, not protectorate capes.
There seems to be
from what Rusty knows.
It seems to be likely.
Okay.
Interesting.
It is Metric's turn.
The expected winnings of this game went down considerably after seeing that footage. I roll a 6. Cool.
All right, you also sink 2 of your balls.
Right.
And then you get the chance at another shot.
And a 2.
You sink nothing, and it's Rusty's turn again. So, Rusty, you have only 1 ball left out of your set.
Gotcha.
What?
I got a 6.
All right, so you sink that, and you win the game.
Well, pleasure playing with you, fellas.
Gonna need that money back now, bro.
Here's that 500 I borrowed from you, Billy.
All right, so Helter Skelter also passes over the cash, and he looks really preoccupied.
So like, is there like no movement? This was our group, right? No one's like freaking out about the fact that a dude just got caught.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Helter Skelter kind of like reacts to that, and he wants to respond, but he kind of holds himself back.
All right, I'm confused. Someone explain this whole group to me. Rusty, who are these people? I'm a member of this group. I don't even know how this works.
Well, I believe you've already been introduced to Mr. Helter Skelter here. There was a third one who escaped, right? You said?
Yeah. Negative escaped.
Negative. What do I know of Negative?
He can phase in and out of this dimension.
Okay. The gentleman who you saw disappearing was a gentleman by the name of Negative, and the apprehended man was Sealed.
I always really liked his song on the Batman soundtrack.
Well, I guess that's a reference that is unfamiliar to me.
Wait, what's Sealed's deal?
Well, Sealed is likes to make things stick together.
Well,
yes, it's surprisingly useful in combat.
Where
Helter Skelter.
Am I like friends with Sealed? How well do I know Sealed?
Your acquaintances.
Okay, we've worked some jobs together, maybe.
Yeah, it would probably perturb you a bit to learn that he's been arrested.
Gotcha.
So Helter Skelter this whole time is like, looks like he really wants to say something, and he keeps like glancing at the stairway that leads up to Snake Eye's office.
Have you told the boss about all this, Helter?
Oh, well, he's aware, let me assure you. Look, I really shouldn't speak out of turn, but as you know, Snake Eyes sent you fellows out to retrieve a briefcase. On that same night, he sent me sealed and negative on an identical mission. And you've just observed the results of that errand on the television. I suppose it's no secret, but you may not be aware that Snooker, Flicker, and Rabble were also sent to yet a third location that same night.
Who are these people?
I'm sure you'll meet them in due time, dear Billy. I believe the pertinent matter is that that group, as well as a fourth team, the members of whom I am not in fact certain because they departed after I did, all four teams were dispatched within the same hour on apparently identical missions to retrieve a briefcase. Your team was the only one to succeed at that mission.
Well, that's suspicious.
Hey.
Well, we did run into a little bit of trouble on our way back.
Yes.
But they must have been moving pretty fast to hit all four teams.
I'll say, my understanding on the debrief was that you did run into this woman in red. Is that
correct?
And she apparently traveled quite a distance and successfully took out my team. I haven't spoken to the others, but I would not at all be shocked to learn that they also succumbed to the same. Let me put this bluntly. I believe Snake Eyes is rather shocked at this outcome as well. He kind of just runs out of words, doesn't know what else to say about this.
I can't believe I got involved in the loser group.
It appears that something sinister is underfoot.
Was it were we all attacked at exactly the same time, or was it kind of in series, all in the same hour?
I suppose we could disentangle that. The security camera footage from the news, I believe, had a timestamp. We could cross-check that. It seems to me that the sun was still going down when she struck us.
I don't actually remember when anything happened.
I think it was dark.
Yeah, it was dark when she attacked you.
All right. Yeah. Well, it looks like someone's on to us, if I do say so.
And someone really wants those briefcases. I'll say that as well.
What's in those briefcases?
He kind of turns his hands up like, and then he goes, to be quite honest, I wouldn't go asking.
That's suspicious.
Yes, well, we do work for a criminal, mob organization.
Sometimes, Metric, it's better if you don't know.
I disagree strongly, but I guess I'll just continue on for now.
So the door of the 8-ball opens again, and a tall man in a cape strides into the bar. And even if you hadn't just watched a televised image of him tearing the roof off an SUV, you would know him for a hero by the colors of his costume. But from the expression on his face, he doesn't look like a hero because he looks pissed. Helter Skelter says, "Oh dear."
What do I know of this hero?
This is Paragon. You know that he was close friends with a fellow named Intercept.
Gotcha.
Do we know anything about Paragon?
No, other than what you just saw on the camera. So the 8-ball is divided into kind of the bar area and kind of the pool hall area. So Paragon walks purposefully toward you guys into the pool hall, and he regards you and your group, and he spares a look of particular loathing for Tex, but he still hasn't said anything.
Hey, Rusty, do we kill him?
Well, you just hold on to those horses there, Billy. I do appreciate your enthusiasm. Well, Paragon, you looking to play a game of pool?
No, Tex. I'm here to deliver a message, let's say. It seems like the high rollers need a lesson regarding what lines not to cross. Tex, you were already on my shit list, and you know why. That was before you held a loaded firearm to the head of a ward. I am prohibited from ripping your arms off, so I was thinking I would incentivize your gang to do something about your behavior. And with that, he rears back and he smashes the pool table next to him, like with just a punch. And the table just buckles like it's made out of cardboard, and the balls just scatter everywhere. What do you do?
Rusty, are you sure you don't want us to kill him?
Rusty, can Paragon fly?
I think we saw him fly, didn't we,
right.
in the video?
Or is he just super strong?
Well, he's obviously strong, but I think we saw in the video he could fly.
Okay, that makes sense.
So first of all, I look extremely disappointed that one of my favorite pool tables has just been collapsed. And then I kind of like shake some ashes off the end of my cigarette in an attempt to look like it doesn't bother me at all. Well, that was uncalled for.
So as you guys have been chatting, he's like sizing up the room for like his next target. And I think he sees like a fairly nice chandelier, actually, by the standards of the place. And he kind of like hovers off the ground and just like rips it out of the ceiling.
Hold your horses there, Paragon. Now, we're not looking for trouble in here. We're just playing a friendly game.
Are you sure we're not looking for trouble?
He drops it and it just shatters into like 10 million pieces on the ground. Silently. Or he
cringes a little bit.
All right, that's it. And Billy puffs his chest up and then tries to turn into a puff of smoke.
All right. Paragon does not interrupt this process.
Cool. I'm gonna go over to him now.
Okay.
Paragon, what are you doing here? This is not a great idea to attack a room full of people with powers, you know?
Oh yes, this is going very poorly for me.
All right. Okay,
he picks up like 10 or 12 pool cues at the same time and just like cracks them in his hands like a pencil.
All right.
I like wince again because I like those pool cues.
Was one of them your favorite?
It probably was.
Okay.
I'm probably actually holding the one that's my favorite. But.
Rusty, does he have like short range invincibility or something I need to know about?
What do I know about Paragon?
You just know like what they call the Alexandria package, very durable, very strong,
right.
and can fly.
Hey Matt, I'm gonna try to fuck with this dude's brain.
All right.
I rolled a 5.
Go. Okay. Let me pull up your character sheet.
I got it right here if you need it.
All right. Yeah. You just tell me what that means.
It means that my thing is success. Well, it's technically a 4 because I'm doing the -1. I'm doing a bigger edit, so.
Okay. So
I'm
what do
doing
you
a
try to
-1,
do?
so I got a 4.
All right.
So I'm basically gonna try to like get rid of everything that just happened and try to convince him that the place he needs to smash up is like the bar across the street or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. And your roll was successful, so
Correct.
So you've basically sort of confused him, and he kind of like sways where he is and seems really confused and disoriented, and you're gonna have to like convince him though that he's in the wrong place right now, you know. So you're gonna have to roll social to convince him that they should leave.
All right. Hey, dude, this is the 7 ball. The 8 ball is across the street.
All right. All right. Roll.
I got a 4.
All right. I'm gonna make you roll against him for that, actually.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So he rolled a 4 also, but I believe the rules are that the attacker wins, and you are the attacker in this situation. So he's like. Okay. He kind of like very slowly and haltingly makes his way toward the exit. And just before he's about to, like, he puts his hand on the door and he like looks back at you guys again, like narrows his eyes. And just before he's about to open it, you hear a voice say, "Stop!" Everyone roll guts and then roll wits and tell me what your rolls were.
My guts was a 2 and my wits was a 5.
Okay.
My guts was a 1, and my wits was a 2.
Okay.
My guts was a 3, and my wits was a 2.
All right. So all of you feel very calm and relaxed and like everything is just going to be fine. And you're not at all bothered by the fact that you can't move your body at all.
Interesting.
Snake Eyes stalks out of the darkness and says, "You've made your point, Paragon. Leave now, and we'll let this end here."
Dude, he was gonna.
Snake Eyes looks over at you like, "Really? Shit." And Paragon is just like, "I'm leaving. I'm leaving. And he leaves, seeming very confused, and he kind of stumbles. You see as the door swings closed, he's stumbling across the street toward the building on the opposite side of the street. And Snake Eyes just kind of stares after him, seeming a bit worse for wear and slumped over.
I turn back into my normal form, and I'm like, "You're welcome, everybody."
Well,
That was powerful.
Good
job, Billy.
I go over. What's Snake Eyes' favorite drink?
Vodka, dirty.
I go over to the bar and pour him a vodka myself, and then bring it over to him where he's slumped over.
What the fuck? Bro.
Well,
those
what
are
are we
me.
gonna do about that?
Well, I'm not going to pretend that I'm happy with this situation. And he kind of gestures at the pool hall. Tex.
Well, neither am I, Snake Eyes. He just broke my favorite pool table.
Yes, I know mine too, as a matter of fact. But as you may know, you were the only team to succeed in your mission. I expected Protectorate involvement. I knew the Protectorate didn't have the strength to pursue all 4 groups at once. My worst case scenario was that one of the 4 groups would be intercepted. Instead, your team was the only one to succeed. So, while I would normally be rather chapped about all this, you've earned yourself some slack. That said, we do need to have a conversation about the gun.
With the gun? Well, you know I love this gun.
I know you love the gun, Tex. Frankly, you're a bit of an enigma to me. I don't understand why you don't use your power. I also understand that I shouldn't pry. That's something, let's just say I have it on good authority, I'm not supposed to ask. So I'm not going to. But as for the gun, I don't think the reaction, if you're to use it in a similar way in the future, will be anything less than apocalyptic for our group.
Well, Mr. Snake Eyes, I do believe they are overreacting just a tad. Now, no one got hurt in our little adventure.
This time.
Point taken. And I think this was. I'll be more careful in the future.
So roll social.
4.
Okay, yeah, not only did you roll better, but you have positive reputation with Snake Eyes, so you got a plus on the roll too. So he kind of shrugs and goes, "I suppose you can keep the gun. Just please don't do that again. Okay, nothing like that."
Well, the mission depends on it, sir. Then
not
maybe
like
I have your permission to use a small display of force.
It's not like he shot anybody.
Use discretion. That's all.
Well,
I can say.
discretion, as you know, is my first, middle, and last name, sir.
Yes, I've heard that. I do have one further thing to ask. Again, I am not prying, but I would consider it a favor. A number of our members are injured, some more seriously than others. Is there anything you would be willing to do for them? And he kind of like opens his hands in a way where it's clear that he isn't willing to clarify.
You're referring to my billiards winnings.
You see his posture slump slightly more.
Are we just ignoring the fact that I just saved everybody?
Billy, that was amazing. You'll have to tell me what exactly you did there.
Oh, it's just memory gas.
Memory gas, yes, that sounds horrifying. So you confused him enough that he just left?
Yeah, we'll call it that.
That's
all right.
So powerful. I give Billy a look with my visor.
Okay. I mean, right now he's in his human form. He just looks like a human.
All right.
Take off your hat, nerd.
Interesting. No.
So Snake Eyes is taking your response as a stonewall, Tex, and not pursuing that line of questioning any further. And then he does kind of turn his body toward you, Billy. Billy, I think it's time to address the issue of decorum. A parahuman working for the High Rollers is expected to comport himself with a degree of style. Specifically, you will need a cape name and a costume. He has a cape name. That was Justin.
Shut up, Justin.
Okay. But you haven't. We talked about this, man.
Shut the fuck up.
And he hangs his head.
And I go smoky for a sec.
Okay.
What does he do?
Who?
To Justin.
He just kind of like hangs his head and does nothing.
Okay.
Eric actually watches this happen and looks kind of nervous. And then I don't know what happens next.
Do we need to like have another perception check here?
I go unsmoky.
Okay. Justin just seems confused and looks around at everyone.
So a name, huh? I could do that.
All right. Well, I suppose whatever. Fixer has some bodysuits in the back. If you want to just grab a generic one for now, a mask or something for your face, and pick the name at your leisure. But
all right. So I go back to Fixer and I take off my leather jacket. I go hand my leather jacket to Fixer, and I tell her what I had in mind for my name and my symbol and all that stuff.
Okay. All right.
And then I guess I grab the bodysuit and like what kind of masks do you have?
There's like a normal one that covers like your eyes and the top part of your face. There's like more of a kind of Deadpool style ski mask thing with eye holes. And there's like a full face front only mask.
No, I'll just do the eyes ones. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I grab one of those too.
This errand probably didn't take you long, so by the time you come back, you haven't missed much. And Snake Eyes is saying, Metric, I am glad we ran across you, I must admit. I have a suspicion that the hand guiding those two parahumans that robbed us the other night must be the loose cannons, their leader Poke specifically. I've been thinking it over, let's say, for a couple of days at least, and nothing else makes sense. It must be them.
Loose cannons? What, do I know something about the loose cannons?
You don't. Billy, you may or may not recall that the woman who kind of ran across you and the other High Rollers members on her motorcycle dropped that name. And Rusty, you're only familiar with them as like another kind of gang that has come on the scene recently.
Right.
That's all, though.
I met one of them. Seems like a total jerk.
Well,
I reckon we've let them be for too long, Mr. Snake Eyes. What do you want us to do about it?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that attitude, Tex. You'll go far. I want your team here.
Don't think I will.
He waves his hand to encompass everyone. Actually, you three plus Skip, Justin, E, and Helter Skelter also. I want your team here to visit the Loose Cannons hideout. Avoid conflict, but try to find the briefcases or their contents if you can.
don't try to retrieve them. The information is the most important thing.
Well, that should be quite easy with my abilities. All right,
You
team.
just want us to confirm that they've got them.
Yes, if you can confirm that, then we will arrange a more powerful strike at a more opportune time. But we do need to know where they are, and preferably, if we do find them, we can act as quickly as possible.
Do you have any hints on where they?
Might be? Yes, the loose cannons own a club called the Jackdaw's Sphinx. And he scribbles an address on a piece of paper on the bar, or a bar napkin, actually. The main entrance to the club is a basement entry. The gangsters use the single locked door at the back. We've done some surveillance, not much. The basement is the nightclub, dance floor, and bar. The main level is the kitchens and 3 private dining rooms and a bathroom. The second story is the gang's business offices, 3 offices and a bathroom. The top story, we don't know. We have no intelligence on the top story. So do with that as you will.
Woo! Let's go fuck up these cannons.
Well, I believe that's exactly the sort of behavior that Mr. Snake Eyes was just telling us to discourage.
All right, well, we'll give it a look. Here, take this weeper. I hand the weeper to Snake Eyes.
Thank you so much.
We'll be sure to let you know what happens.
Yes.
Is it like a
text? Call me.
Is it like a phone?
After.
It's a weeper.
Is it just like a phone?
Well, let's do a quick strategy session here.
All right.
Now, I believe the best approach to this sort of situation is to take advantage of the fact that the loose cannons, first of all, are unaware of the presence of our newest recruits, Metric and Billy. Have you decided on a name to which I should refer to you?
Just call me B.
B. Right.
Right.
What I propose, seeing as me and Mr. Skelter's faces might be recognizable to them, is that Billy, you float about as a gas, as your gaseous self, and see what you can uncover. And perhaps Metric, you could take a disguise as a youthful dancer, and see what you can uncover with your magical vision.
Well, that would be difficult based on the logistics of my particular outfit. I have to have a pretty large visor on my face to see things, but I'll figure something out.
I can climb up to the top.
Well, that might be very useful. What first place I reckon we look is up on that mysterious 3rd floor. Perhaps you could move yourself in through the cracks in the windows?
I don't know. Never tried that before.
Well, we're all going to expand our horizons this evening.
Let's go have a look at the place first. I have some options.
All right.
Let's. Is there like some buildings next door that are either empty or some retail or dining venture we can sit at?
It's on a strip of like nightclubs, and within like visual distance, there's at least one nightclub that has a patio that you could have drinks on and scope the place out, but really only kind of the front from that vantage point.
Gotcha. So me and Helter and Skip are gonna go there.
Okay.
We're gonna hold on to Metric. These Bweepers.
Yeah.
They seem like they're very, very useful, but would you happen to have any sort of earpiece technology?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure I could throw something together real quick.
Oh, God.
Well, I think that might be more useful in this particular circumstance.
You can message anything you want.
Well, I do understand. that. It's just that typing in all the little letters over and over is, it's just kind of.
It's a very intuitive interface.
Well, I do believe you.
Just give it a shot. Just give it a shot.
Really rather have those earpieces, Metric.
Really trying to push this tech real far.
So I'm not sure if Metric is unaware or in denial about the fact that he has almost no chance of making a whole bunch of earpieces.
I think he's in denial about it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not gonna. I got these bleepers. All right.
I guess this bleeper have to do. So Justin and Justin and Eric, you get your best clubbing clothes on. I suspect you've been to a nightclub before.
Oh yeah, man, I'm wearing them.
And you'll go in all incognito like.
Do you have some weepers from my boys?
Of course, I take out some more little cubes.
Jesus Christ!
All right. Well, phase 1, we're gonna sit tight over. Well, we're at the patio now. We'll say.
So I mean,
other people wanted to prepare.
Little problem with your plan. I can't use this little box thing in my gas form.
Well, that's not a problem. You just go up there and have a look-see, and you report right back to us.
I mean, I can also look. I'll have a look at this place. So I use power vision to look at the place.
So where are you? Where are you right now, Metric? Well, let's just pretend that we all drove there in different cars and skip over that part.
We don't need to do that part.
Yeah. So Metric, where are you?
So I'm like, kind of in an alley next to the place, I guess. Somewhat hiding, just kind of looking about. Still entirely in full costume, of course. And Appa's just kind of floating nearby.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you can't. Okay, so are you in the alley right adjacent to the building, to the Jackdaw Sphinx?
Yes.
Because otherwise, you will not be able to see up to the third floor with the radius of your vision.
Can I have App take me up there?
Take you up there? I'm not sure if he can carry you. I think that. Yeah, I mean, if you're in the alley next to the building, then you can look up at the top floor.
Okay, yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, there. So you look over the building. You see there's people dancing in the basement club area. You can't really make out like enough features of anyone to determine if they could be a cape or just a person, but there's a couple people on the first floor. There's like 4 people on the second floor, and then the third floor is just blank. It's not the interference that you normally experience from electrical wiring. It's just a void. Your power returns like a null.
Interesting. All right, I relay this to the group via Bleep.
Like it's 5 minutes later because I'm typing in each letter really slowly. I tell you to report back to our table at the patio.
All right, I head on back to the patio.
Hey guys, like, are there radios in this world? Because that would be way better than this thing.
Well, I'm kind of getting attached to this bleeping technology. But I believe you are up to bat, Billy. Maybe you could find some air ducts to infiltrate and have a look-see and report right back to us.
All right, I got it. Are Justin and Eric already inside, like just clubbing it up?
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
I like to imagine that they're like looking around for briefcases, like in the dance floor area, as if they expect to find him there.
Sounds like my guys.
Yeah.
All right, I send them some bleeps, telling them I'm going in. Got to keep my boys in the know.
Okay.
All right, I go. I'm gonna go gas form, and I'm gonna gonna climb that wall, Matt.
All right.
I'm gonna climb it. I can
So
do that. My thing says I can do that.
You can climb walls at a walking pace.
Yeah.
And since there's like nothing going on, let's just say you get to the roof. And,
I look around for any small, narrow apertures.
So you see like a window that like it's not fitted very well. That maybe a pane is not fitted very well. That would be a place you could try to sneak in. And like you said, you've never tried this before, so I guess let's just try and see what happens.
Yeah. All right, here goes nothing.
All right, so you actually you feel that your gaseous body can start to slip through into the room, but into the room beyond. But one problem is that you can't see anything through the window. Like it's just like blackness. And the other problem is that like the part of your body that's entering the room, you're like not feeling it anymore. It's like that part of you is just gone now.
It's like it's some sort of power dampening thing.
Do you keep trying to enter?
Nah, Billy's gonna back off.
Okay.
I'm gonna back off. I'm gonna go back down and get back to the group.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna like reappear right away. First, I'm just gonna like float all around him, whispering creepy things.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna appear.
Well, what did you discover?
It's no go. There's a little hole I can get through, but it's like I just don't exist anymore.
Well, it seems they have some fairly sophisticated security measures. Did you find any sort of fire escape or anything that we might be able to use to get up to the third floor while you were flying about?
You didn't tell me to look for that.
Let's just say that either you or Metric noticed that there is indeed a fire escape that goes up the side of the building.
I think we're gonna have to say Metric because I did not notice that.
There's definitely a fire escape that goes up the side of the building.
Well, thank you, Metric. It looks like we might just have to go in the old-fashioned way. And by the old-fashioned way, I mean, with guns.
But didn't Snake Eyes say not to use your gun?
Well, he told me to use my discretion, young Billy. And,
I don't know if
looks
that's
like we
how the
just might
conversation went.
have a call to use him in this here situation. Well, Mr. Skelter, if you would kindly take care of our tab here, we will make our way over to the adjacent alley. Over yonder.
All right.
For criminals, we sure pay for stuff a lot.
We're the high class variety. It'll rub off on you eventually, young man.
All right, so I climb back because I've got to release the fire escape. I'm guessing, so I climb back up and
okay.
I do that.
Okay.
In gas,
right.
so I'm gas right now.
All right. So as far
I'm gonna tell Skip to kind of pretend like he's taking a smoke break at the front of the alley just to keep an eye on stuff and to send us a bleep if he sees anything. I tell him to use an owl call because we've got a special owl call.
Okay.
I communicate to Rusty, asking him to bleep my boys and let them know what we're doing. Because I'm a gas form, I can't do it right now.
I kind of like start trying to figure out how to send a complicated message as to what we're doing.
I take over and just because I overheard it and just do it.
Well, you didn't overhear. I'm speaking in his brain.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Hey, nerd. Hey, nerd.
What is it, Billy?
Bleep my friends.
All right. I got it. And I send a lightning fast bleep to Billy's
I'm
friends.
so mad that bleep is now a thing. Like, it's going to be in my head for the rest of my life.
All right. So the fire escape rolls on down.
All right. So once again, in terms of entrances to the building, there was the front entrance, which actually leads down to the basement, the back door entrance, which was the kind of the gang member entrance. And then if you're going to go up the fire escape, there's a couple of kind of like emergency exit doors, one on the second floor, one on the third floor. They're obviously of the type where it's not necessarily trivial to open them without causing some kind of fire alarm.
All right, so I'm going to use my power to look at them and see if I can apply my computer's skill to the fire alarms.
Oh, skills.
Skills. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so everyone...
we didn't tell what skills were.
Yeah, so we could have a little aside here where we talk about skills. So
yeah.
in the spirit of introducing the rules gradually, everyone was instructed to pick one skill since the last adventure and put two skill points in it, essentially. So I'll let everyone else save theirs for the big reveal. So computer with 2 pips. When making a roll that involves computers, programming, technology, and hardware, roll an additional die and keep the highest result. Can operate tech and computers despite distraction or harassment without penalty or fumbling. So basically advantage in the D&D parlance. And then 2 pips, which is what you are getting. The character's tech knowledge is sufficient to secure their tech versus anyone with less skill points than them. On the flip side, they can access tech owned by those with less skill points than them without a computer's roll, and access tech owned by those with equal numbers of skill points in computers with a contested computer's roll, utilizing dex and knowledge plus skill rank. So basically, you get advantage when hacking things, and we're going to count a fire alarm door as a fairly simple implementation of technology, actually.
Yeah.
So,
fair.
But now you guys have to, choose whether you're going to try to go in the second floor or the third floor door.
Do I see anything in particular through the second or third door?
Well, through the second floor door, like windows, you don't really see anything in particular other than that there's light on inside, and no movement, like there's no people on the other side of the door. But when you go to the third floor, there's just nothing beyond the door.
Okay.
If I hold up my ear to the door, do I hear anything?
The second floor?
On the third floor.
No, you don't hear anything.
Guys,
okay.
I'm not a coward, but there's something up with that third floor. I don't think we should go there right away.
I agree.
Well, I have to say, my curiosity has been somewhat piqued about the situation on the third floor.
Hey,
Am I alone in this curiosity?
You're the boss. I just know it didn't feel good, and I'm worried what's going on in there.
Well, if I was the type of person to be hiding 3 briefcases from just about everyone in town, I think I'd put it on the creepy third floor.
But isn't that asking for trouble? Wouldn't you set the obvious trap in the place that is obviously resistant to all powers?
Well, one should always walk confidently into a trap, young Metric, if one is to survive in this particular business.
Very wise, Rusty.
So smart.
Very wise.
If you could kindly disable the alarm situation that surrounds this door, we can peek
Matt,
in yonder.
Before he does that, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna be like, "Don't be weirded out, nerd." And I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna buff him.
You encompass him with your body.
I'm encompassing you.
Oh my god!
I have to look at your character sheet.
You're being encompassed. It says I can buff with a +1 modifier to a chosen stat or power roll.
Yeah.
What would fall into this?
Yeah, we'll call that. We'll just say that you actually buff like a +1 to whatever he's about to roll. But let's just make it simple.
I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna whisper into his mind. I'll make you strong.
That's really, really disconcerting, Billy. And Please ask ahead of time.
Make 2 rolls and tell me what the higher one is, and then add a +1 to it.
7.
Okay. So you couldn't have done any better. Then, despite the fact that intellectually you can barely understand how electricity works, you actually disable the alarm mechanism. And
I mean, I scored very highly on my APA test for electromagnetism, mind you.
Yes, of course you did. I'm sorry. I apologize for censoring your AP test scores.
Nerd.
And then so the door is now unlocked and unalarmed.
Oh,
this is the third floor, right?
The third floor.
Yeah. All right. What do we see?
I've got my my shotgun just at the ready.
Okay.
And I give the door a little, just crack it open just a little bit.
Okay.
Does any poisonous gas or anything peek out, or do we see lights that are
I'm already
that are
out
not
here.
detectable? Or
No. Basically, beyond the door is just blackness.
It was a great poisonous gas joke I just made, and everybody missed it.
no, we got it.
You bastard.
Well, is it like is the light from the alleyway shining in, or does it just disappear into complete blackness?
Just
that's
disappears into complete unnatural blackness.
I take out a cigarette from my mouth and I kind of push it into the blackness a little, and then I pull it back out.
It's
just
fine.
to see if it's like disappearing or anything. Okay,
No, it's fine.
I then do the same with a finger.
All right, hold on.
It's fine.
I can do something here. All right, App, get down here.
Yes, sir.
I unhook one invisible grappling hook off of him and hold on to it and say, all right, give us a look in there. What's going on in there?
Oh joy, sir. Allow me. And he invisibly floats through the door, which doesn't look like anything because he's invisible. Sir, I am becoming disoriented. There is no frame of reference. My sensors detect nothing, sir. It is, in fact, quite disconcerting. And he's saying this over like the comm link that you share with him. He's not actually saying it out loud.
Right. All right, I pull him back out because he's
Okay.
disoriented. All right, so it's a disorienting void, apparently. I can give us a point of reference by just sticking App out here and hooking up grappling hooks to all of us in case we need to climb our ways out. But I feel like it's going to be dark all the way in.
I suspect we're not going to be able to identify any briefcases full of mysterious liquids in this room.
That is probably true.
Well, maybe it's time we venture down to the second floor.
Seriously? We did all that? We're just going to leave?
Well, do you have any better ideas, young Billy?
I go back into human form and walk through the door. I'm bored of this shit.
Okay. Billy disappears into the darkness.
Oh God.
Billy, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear what he just said.
Okay.
And you just keep walking.
I'm yelling back to him. It's like, yo, it's fine.
They don't hear anything.
Okay.
App, can you like shoot a hook in there and see if you can grab him?
Can I try to walk back out?
You turn to look at the door.
Yeah.
There's no door now.
Ah, fuck. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay.
Can I see at all? Can I see anything?
You see, after like a couple of minutes, you see a yellow, warm, pleasant light ahead of you.
Can I try to go gas form and see what happens?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah. It works.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm in that form, and I'm walking up to the yellow light.
Okay. And as you get closer, like it kind of like refocuses in your vision, and it's just like a guy sitting at a desk. He's wearing like a suit. He's like a big guy with kind of a jovial, fatherly expression. And sitting on the desk in front of him are 3 briefcases.
Oh shit.
Hello there.
Oh, so he sees me?
You can stay that way if it makes you feel comfortable.
Okay, so I revert back to human. How the fuck did you see me?
Oh, let's just say that you're in my domain now. I'm surprised. I admit it. How did you get in here?
The door.
The door. Well, it sounds like I need to buckle down on my security. Let me tell you.
Look, dude, we got like 40 capes right outside that door waiting. So give me the briefcases and I'm going to get out of here.
Of course. Go ahead and take them. Go ahead and take them.
Can I like detect something? Is there
Just
a way
do it.
Is there a way to detect
take the
deception?
briefcase.
I mean, like roll like I guess roll social and see how you feel about it.
Okay. I got a 6.
I mean, it's clear that he's like fucking with you on some level.
Mm-hmm.
But that he doesn't care if you take the briefcases or not, basically.
All right. I'm going to take them. I'm going to do it for real. Like, seriously.
All right. Very interesting power you've got there, let me tell you.
Okay. Like, seriously going to take the briefcases.
All right. Don't
Like,
strain yourself.
Like, like, I'm going to do it.
And he like, are you reaching for them?
Yeah.
So he like waves his hand, and like relatively close to you, actually, you now see the door again that you came in through. And it's open, and your friends are standing on the other side of it.
I'm gonna take these and walk out the door. I grab the briefcases.
All right. And do you leave?
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk through the door, the briefcases like dissipate into smoke right as you make it through the door. You hear clattering on the fire escape below you.
Wait, what?
All of you hear like a clatter on the fire escape below you.
That's
I look down.
You look down and you see you can't really look through the fire escape very effectively in the darkness, but you see some people climbing up the fire escape.
What? Oh.
All right.
I walk through the door.
Skip.
I walk through the door and I'm like, I got him. And then I realized that I don't.
But you did hear an owl call about like 5 seconds ago.
Okay, so before Billy comes out, I look at where Skip is.
Okay.
And see if he's giving me some sort of signal.
He is being like pinned against a wall by like a flickering violet light.
Ooh, what does the light look like? It's just like the light, there's like a glowing orb or something, or it's just like there's light on him?
It's like there's light on him, and you can see like traceries of light leading back to the hand of a figure who's standing in the alley and pointing their hand at him.
Is he like below us in the alley, or is he kind of like on the street?
He's kind of he's I'd say between the street and a plumb line dropped straight from your position. So
gotcha.
Three stories down, but you can see them. Yeah.
I look at Helter Skelter and a sort of like kind of nod toward the guy. Does it indicate that maybe Helter Skelter wants to go and incapacitate him?
Okay, and then I guess now that we're syncing up the chronology, as Billy exits the door, you hear clattering on the fire escape below you.
Gotcha. And I'm on my way down as well.
Okay.
What am I seeing?
All right. You basically run into, almost literally, Grail.
Okay.
Red face mask, and a motorcycle jacket.
Do I know anything of Grail?
Not really, no.
Okay.
If anything, Billy's the only one who's seen her. You're not familiar with her.
Gotcha.
And
well, pardon me, there, little lady. We seem to have gotten ourselves turned around. There's a fire up there. Quick, get down.
She like reaches out her hand for you, And
to grab me.
I think we're gonna have to figure out combat, guys. I don't think there's any way around it.
Yeah, I think it's finally time.
All right,
2 hours into the second episode to fight some people.
All right, so you roll. Decide whether you're going to dodge or tank the hit, basically. So that's a matter of, are you going to roll athletics or
I'll try to dodge.
Okay.
2.
Okay, and she rolled very well. So she successfully touches you, and like you because you were dodging, you like and you didn't dodge very well either. She touches you, you stumble back, and the only thing you note, in fact, roll to see if you notice anything. Wits.
6.
So you notice as you fall back, there's like a slight force pulling you back forward, but it's like very mild.
Pulling me back, so
back
in the direction I'm not falling. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she
do
says,
I get a chance to?
Yeah. You can counterattack.
Okay, I'm going to aim my shotgun at her stomach.
Okay.
Or at her abdomen.
Okay.
And fire off a rock salt round. 1.
Let's say that due to the disorientation of your fall and the darkness and confusion, you just miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the gun goes off.
Yeah, gun goes off. Like, the guy down in the alley says, "Grail." And the guy, but your allies above you have heard this.
All right. I am going to direct App to fly around and charge Grail at full speed from behind and try and hit her, like become corporeal at the last second to hit her. Or I guess he's corporeal anyway, so yeah, just do that.
Okay. So I believe that you either you attack or App attacks, and that's your turn, right?
Yes. I rolled a 6.
She just totally takes the hit. She doesn't even see it coming. I think she is slammed into the facade of the building. App isn't like extremely heavy though, right? He's not like hundreds of pounds. Like this doesn't shatter her body, right?
Not yet.
Okay. So she takes the hit pretty hard. She's dazed. I think she takes a lesser wound from this. And I think we can start getting into wounds now, because Tex, you already had actually one lesser wound, and everyone with 3 guts has 3 wound slots. And if you take 3 lesser wounds, then you have to start worrying about like passing out. And then if you start taking like moderate wounds, you have to start worrying about actually dying. And basically rolling to not bleed out.
Gotcha.
So right now, Tex, you still have that lesser wound from earlier. You haven't done anything about it when you were thrown, and so does Skip, by the way. And then now Grail has one too, where her head has kind of knocked into the building hard enough to daze her. Helter Skelter, because of like how close packed everything is, he probably spends his whole turn just like parkouring his way down the side of the fire escape so that he can get in behind Grail.
Is it just Grail as far as the?
I think we know there's someone on the floor. Like there's someone all the way down the fire escape.
But on the fire escape is just Grail.
On the fire escape, you don't see anyone else. Helter Skelter just rolled so badly that it's almost unbelievable. He rolled 2 1s in a row. So his hand just completely whiffs on the edge of the fire escape, and he falls 3 stories.
Oh God.
Let's see. He lands in such a way that he doesn't die, but I think he takes a moderate wound to a leg. Like he breaks a leg, let's say, and
the guy
screams.
I lost in a fight too.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to spend my turn. First, I'm gonna weep my buddies and tell them to get out here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn to gas form.
Wait, a weep is going to take up your whole turn, man.
What? God, this technology sucks. All right, then I'm just going to turn to gas form.
It's really fast when you get used to it.
Isn't a combat turn usually like 6 seconds or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
okay, so
usually
you're
like a
trying
moving action and an action. I don't know how it works in this game, but
yeah, that's the case here too. But I think you can't do both of those things at the same time because
Okay.
while you're turning into gas, you can't use your fingers.
we're just gonna turn to gas then.
Okay. So down in the alley, the guy who's pinning Skip to the wall, so this is what he does, okay? You see him like release Skip from the wall, and Skip kind of staggers forward, and then before Skip can gather his feet, he turns both of his hands on Skip and tries to blast him again, but Skip dodges the hit actually quite spectacularly from your perspective. He like turns with it as if he was kind of expecting this tactic to be used against him, and then he counterattacks against the guy and like swings a punch at him, and like it connects, but it doesn't do any damage. It's just a pretty lame hit that at most just holds him in place for a second.
Dog is down there too, by the way, and he's probably
Okay.
kind of biting at the guy.
Okay, let's have Dog do like a... Actually, okay, if Dog was down there, then he's actually still holding Dog pinned to the ground with his other hand.
Okay.
And when Skip hit him, that released Dog.
Gotcha.
And that's all that the hit did. So now Dog goes at him. Sinks a nice mouthful of flesh into his forearm.
Nice. Way to go, Dog.
And the guy takes a lesser wound from it and screams in terror.
Dog's badass.
Yeah, Dog's the MVP so far.
Everyone else has been a little inept, to be honest. Actually, Metric's got in a good blow.
Yeah. Okay, so Grail is actually content to back down Firescape at this point. Like she's not interested in taking on all three of you like clustered up here, and she's a bit dazed also. So she actually spends her turn retreating.
Okay. There aren't like attacks of opportunity when someone tries to retreat, are there?
Let's do an attack of opportunity with Rusty, because I think let's say with Rusty and with App.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to kick her feet out from under her as she's going by. Then,
all right,
that'll be my attack.
And I'm gonna have a 3. I'm gonna have App shoot a grappling hook thing at her.
Okay,
and App got a 4.
Okay. Let's see. I guess she's just trying to dodge that. She doesn't dodge that, so he does snag her. What did you roll, Rusty?
I got a 3.
So you aren't successful in kicking her legs out from under her, because she rolled pretty well there. But actually, is this an opportunity to use your skill or not? What do you think?
I think I have to hit.
You
Is
have to
my
hit.
interpretation
Okay,
of my
all right.
skill.
All
My
right.
skill, by the way, is critical. So if I hit, I can make another attempt to like inflict a particular type of wound on purpose, I believe is how it works.
Okay.
Now would be a really good time to use your fucking superpower, buddy.
So let's say because she's so like tangled up with App's
Grappling hook.
grappling hook that
hook
she
thing.
she like doesn't make it very far. She's basically in like a contest of strength against App, in terms of making it farther down the ladder. And let's actually roll that and see who's winning that.
App got a 5.
So App, I think, has a pretty crap strength penalty, and she rolled a 6, so she's dragging him. She's dragging him down. So, but she makes it like 1 story down rather than 2.
All right. Can I have App like try and wrap around a pole or something?
On his turn, he
Okay.
kind of did a lot of stuff already.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
I know I can't fly. Do I take falling damage?
No, you just like fall slowly and with no control.
Okay, I'm gonna alley-oop. I'm gonna say alley-oop and then jump
Okay.
off the thing
All right.
to head down to where the other dude is.
Okay.
Excellent.
And it's
I'm
gonna be
going
really
to-
badass, even though I'm invisible. But it's just trust me, it's awesome.
Okay.
So Grail is like on the ladder going down.
Yeah. No, she's still on the fire escape. She hasn't got to the ladder yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna go. Get up and run over to her.
Okay.
Do I have action enough to like try to do anything?
So as you're making your way toward her, that slight pull that you felt earlier, instead of pulling you toward her, is now pulling you back. And roll wits and see if you can figure out what's going on.
Gotcha. 6.
Just based on kind of the force vectors of your sensations, you understand that you're being pulled in the direction of the point where she touched you, and also that the pull becomes like much stronger the further you get away from it, to the extent that once you're like 10 feet away, you're basically hanging in space, like unable to go farther.
Gotcha. Do I guess I don't notice anything about the inner workings of it and how it might detach.
Not right now.
Can I use my action to like do an experiment and like wave my hand in where the invisible tether is and just see if it like connects with anything?
If you're choosing to do that, I'll tell you now that you don't detect anything that way.
Gotcha.
Actually, and let's just say generally speaking, you're using your turn to investigate the power.
Right.
Roll. Okay. You already got a 6 on wits, right? So you already, okay. So let's say that you also noticed, like during the moment when her head like ricocheted off of the building, you felt the sensation of the pull, even though it was minor at the time, it diminished significantly. But then it came back once she like regained her senses.
Okay, cool. So that's my turn.
I'm gonna take a look at Grail with my power.
Okay.
And see if and just kind of how the whole interaction with Rusty as well, to see if I see anything.
Yeah, interesting. Roll wits. We're gonna need to come up with something special for the way your power works.
5.
Okay. You don't actually notice anything particular about like the interaction. There's no like magical lines of energy. What you do notice is that underneath her mask, she's actually wearing a gas mask.
All right.
Like it's part of her mask, and actually, it's not just a gas mask. It's clearly a minor tinkering.
All right.
Like you recognize it as not particularly good tinkering, but it's definitely tinker stuff.
All right. I just shout that to the group. Grail's got a gas mask. I don't really know what else to do with that. That's all.
Man.
All right. Let's see, man. So now I think the guy at the I'm just going to use names because it gets less confusing. Vector, the guy on the ground level, he attempts to blast Skip again with one hand, and actually no. He attempts to blast the dog that's savaging him off of him first. Okay, that's his priority. Yeah, so he successfully knocks dog off, and dog is kind of knocked back and lands on
off a pitiful yelp.
Yeah, a pitiful yelp, and
that breaks the hearts of anyone who has a heart.
Yes, and he is also like held in place on the ground, and then with his other hand, he again turns that hand on Skip, and the purple violet hard light shoots out and staggers him back, but Skip like rolls with it such that he doesn't get pinned. Well, once again, he's not pinned, but he's been knocked back a good 5 or 10 feet from the impact of it.
Okay.
And I think he spends his turn rushing back toward the guy, but doesn't like make it to him.
Okay. So they're in a little tussle there.
Yeah. So I think we're back to Grail now.
Yep.
So Grail now is contest.
Well, Helter Skelter is maybe just rolling with a broken leg, or has he done something?
He is making his way toward Vector.
Okay.
And being fairly nimble about it, despite having a broken leg. Grail is still fighting in a contest of strength with App, but she starts shouting, Get the other guys. Get the other guys out here. I'm going to roll the contest of strength. She wins again, and I think she gets to the fire escape, and she makes her way down the fire escape. And she's on the ground now, despite still like dragging App with her.
Okay.
Am I on the ground yet?
I think you're going to have to use... So you jumped last time, right?
Yeah.
So you spent your turn falling. So yeah, I'd say you're on the ground now.
Okay. How close am I to the dude?
To
Vector.
You're, I mean, probably a good 10 paces away.
All right, I'm gonna go try to confuse him.
Okay. All right,
So let's do that.
Let's say you use your movement and yeah, you get there in time and you try to use your power on him.
Okay, I'm using the power, and I rolled the 6.
All right. So that's a big success. And
I'm not doing anything specific, just generally trying to disorient him.
Okay.
Confusion.
So let's see. Let me see how badly he reacts to this. So he reacts moderately badly. He takes he like lowers one of his hands in a way that means it's like not being used, and the other one he keeps on the snarling dog because he kind of just has the presence of mind to not let a snarling dog up when it's snarling at him. But he's looking around and it like he doesn't seem to like realize that Skip is fighting him in this moment anymore. I think the way I'm gonna like do this is I'm gonna treat this as though he doesn't quite remember what's going on and who he's fighting.
Okay, that seems fair.
I will. I can't move from my spot, so I'm going to kind of go to the railing and line up another shot at Grail.
Okay.
Who's on the ground below.
Okay.
With kind of using the railing to steady my shot.
I might want to go first before you do
that. Or will you be in the way?
I won't be in the way.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to have App use his Ultra charge where he shoots 2 more grappling hooks.
Okay.
I'm going to try and shoot 1 at Vector and a third just like to wrap around a rail.
Okay.
And then just try and pull everything towards him.
Okay.
Which is I think that's everything that the Ultra can do.
1 is an attack against Vector, and it successfully grabs his right arm, which is not the one he's using to hold down the dog. And then the other one, let's call this a dex roll. So he whiffs on that one. It just kind of bounces off of the rail. So he does have Grail and Vector attached fairly securely, though.
And now he's just pulling on all directions.
Okay, so he's basically pulling them both toward each other and toward himself.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't have a whole lot of mass, it's kind of throwing them off of their stride. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab the rope that has Grail and help pull her up.
Okay.
So now there's like 2 times 2 strength.
Yeah,
on
that's
this
a good
side
idea.
of it.
Because you have that's a good idea. So you're trying to pull her up. All right. So roll brawn.
6.
Okay. So you give it a good solid yank. She does kind of stumble and get disoriented when she falls, and you feel the tightness of your connection slacken again.
Okay.
So, and to the extent that you actually are starting to fall forward, but it's not gone though. She's distracted. Let's say that you perceive that she's distracted. She's not like knocked out or anything like that.
Right. But she's being in the progress of being pulled back to us.
Yeah, that too.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the effort of fighting you is distracting her.
Yeah.
Chad, are you sort of like continuously using your ability to see through things, or is that a thing you have to turn on?
I basically am doing it all the time if I can. I never read any rules about having to like turn it on or off.
Okay.
I think it's more powerful when I'm around App. But
Okay. You see a figure like running toward the mouth of the alley, but you don't get much of an advantage because he appears in the mouth of the alley pretty quickly.
Right.
And all of you see it's a guy dressed as he's dressed as a bouncer basically, but he's wearing a ski mask, and he rushes Skip from behind as Skip is about to attack Vector again, and he tries to tackle him. He is successful in tackling Skip to the ground, and he like holds him pinned there, and that's Skip. I guess Skip takes his turn because he was next anyway. And he tries to grapple his way out of it. And he's actually successful in grappling his way out of it. So he kind of like leverages this guy off of him. And the guy is thrown off to the side. Vector, now taking advantage of the fact that Skip is just regaining his feet, tries to blast him yet again.
Does he have some sort of disadvantage because he's getting yanked on by a rope?
What happened to my confusion in this?
So he actually has to roll wits to determine if he can do like anything correctly. So he's going to roll wits to see if any of that actually worked. And he succeeds to the extent that he recognizes the guy who's attacking his buddy is an opponent. So yes, that all actually worked.
Okay.
But you had a good shot at making that be thrown off. So yeah, let's say he's actually confused for the duration, because
is he like grappling with my grappling hook still?
All right, so actually his shot at Skip once again kind of staggered Skip, but did not pin him because he was not aiming very well, because he's continually being thrown off by having this thing pulling on him, and it gave him a -1 to his accuracy, which means that he didn't aim very well, so it just staggered Skip. So yeah, that's where we are now. So Skip is staggered. The new guy is lying on his side, not injured, but prone. And Vector is holding the dog down still, but missed Skip.
What does Grail do?
She takes her turn pulling against you guys. And so now she's going to basically, I think, yeah, I don't think there's probably any rules to how I do this. So she's going to roll, and then App and Rusty are both going to roll, and if either of you roll higher than her, then she gets pulled again. She gets pulled. Don't even bother rolling. She gets pulled up toward you even closer. I think she's actually within striking distance of you now, Rusty.
Okay. Am I to also assume that she is incapacitated since she's being pulled up by a rope?
I mean, I'm going to give her a penalty to dexterity, but I don't think she's like unconscious or anything like that.
I mean, because she's caught on a rope and being pulled up, can she dodge? Because part of my critical is that I get an auto crit against helpless/hapless who can't make defensive rolls. That's what it says.
Really want to give you this, but like,
well, because I'm assuming she's been lifted off of the ground.
All right, she rolled so badly.
Yeah,
okay, she just rolled so badly. Let's say that she actually did. She's kind of like flailing right now, so she might as well be hapless. Yes, she's flat-footed and almost falling, and maybe even is falling.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so do your thing.
I mean, I also have a cool ability with critical where I can like use improvisational weapons, which is awesome. But I don't know. Is there like a glass bottle lying around?
Roll for there being a glass bottle lying around.
Okay. I roll. Oh God! I roll a 6.
Okay.
So I find something. What do I find that is a good improvisational weapon?
It's a golf club.
A golf club, okay.
I want to remind the team that we were supposed to gather intel and then turn to base.
Okay.
Shut up.
In real life, I would be reluctant to do this, but if I give her a moderate bash to the head, I can knock her out. Now, in real life, there's a possibility that a good crack to the head would just kill you, but I'd like to confirm that that's not going to happen.
I think because this is like literally the skill of like delivering precision hits, and because you've been in this business long enough, you're able to conquer on the head better than Sawyer hitting Jack on the head with a pistol.
Right, and he was pretty good at that.
Yeah, no, he never messed that up at all. Okay,
I'm going to knock her out.
Okay.
Twice for good measure. All right, so on my turn, so I find this golf club. I grab it. Because she's incapacitated, I get to auto crit, and because it's a melee attack, I get to choose what type of wound I'm going to give her. And so I choose the golf club is a bashing hit, so I'm going to hit her on the head and knock her out. And she makes an additional guts check to see if all her remaining wound slots are filled with minor wounds.
Okay. And regardless, yeah. So because she's got at least lesser wounds in all of her slots, that means she has to start rolling to stay conscious, and
she's already unconscious.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, she's not doing too well. She's not doing too well. So
do I feel the tether removed?
It's removed completely. Yes.
Oh, thank God. Well, let's get the heck out of Dodge, guys.
Okay.
All right.
There's still Vector down here.
Yeah, well, we're
on our way down. Yeah,
take care of that situation.
Right. Yeah.
Can we like rappel down the grappling hook? That'd be cool.
You want to try that?
No.
Also, is I guess she's just kind of hanging there, unconscious from a rope, still attached to your robot.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
boy.
let's try to bring her with us.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, that's probably going to like consume all of the energy that App has for pulling, and he's not going to do too much more for pulling on Vector.
That's okay. We're about to be like 4 versus 1 on Vector.
So you're all down with the fire escape. By this time, I think let's see, the new guy, his name is Mook. He regains his feet. That's basically his movement, and he again goes for Skip. And Vector, I think he has to roll wits again. Let's see. He isn't sure what to do. He like looks at the two of them fighting, kind of like hesitantly holds his hand up toward them, looks back at you guys, kind of looking freaked out, and just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, boy.
What's Helter Skelter doing?
Oh yeah,
He's got a broken leg.
He's kind of limping up towards us.
Yeah, let's say he's actually made it to where you guys are, and he's hanging back from Vector because he kind of knows how that's going to go.
So I'm within kind of striking range of. I can get to Vector this turn, I guess.
Yeah.
God, I just want to run, but
yeah, we could just take Grail and go.
I don't think we could get away though. Well, you should just continue running. So
we really need to stop like finishing every mission with kidnapping someone and taking them with us.
This time it's pretty useful, I think. You should just
always
continue.
Always going to be useful, Rusty.
You take her to the truck, Metric.
Right.
And I'm gonna try to like hit Vector over the back of the head with the butt of my shotgun.
Of course. I don't think he's so hapless that would just be a free action.
It's not. I'm not assuming it's auto or anything. Although he may have a penalty because he is still tied up. I guess.
If he's still tied up,
maybe you should disconnect.
Yeah.
I'll disconnect.
Metric.
Yeah.
Okay, he's okay. I'm gonna do a normal attack against him.
Okay, go for it.
5.
Yeah, you hit him on the head. He stumbles away. I think he takes a lesser wound. from the impact because he took it pretty hard. That's pretty much it. I think he may be a little bit further dazed, but he was already pretty dazed. He's not really gonna. he's kind of out of it. The other guy, Mook, is on his feet, and actually he's grappling. I think he's just kind of grappling with Skip at this point.
Okay. So a dog is free too, I guess. Okay. What are you doing, Billy? I think you've got to go in here somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could just fuck with someone again.
Yeah, I think I would say, Billy, take care of Ski Mask over there and cover our retreat.
Got him.
Yes.
I'm gonna go.
I'll kind of help. I'll. No, it's not exactly my turn, but I'm going to go over and help Helter Skelter. Kind of, use me as a brace to walk out of there faster.
Okay. All right. So you're going to use your attack on Mook?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a very simple, they went that way, and point the opposite way of where we are.
Okay.
And that was a 3.
Yeah, so he's confused, and as he kind of like becomes reoriented, he's like looking both directions because he's not sure he's basically not sure which way you went. He kind of remembers it happening both ways actually. Like he remembers the new thing. He remembers you going the other direction, but he also remembers what he actually saw, and it just leaves him completely wrong-footed.
Believe me. I don't actually do that.
All right. So are you guys
we're
out of here?
Kind of running away,
all right.
With the Grail in tow.
Okay. You good. Okay, so you get back to the cars. And then you make it in. Nobody appears to be following you, or at least not quickly enough that they make it to you before you get to your cars.
Nice. All right. Well, I pick up the slightly scraped up Grail, who may have been dragged across the pavement for a little ways until we got back to the truck. I make sure her. Well, I guess I already made sure she was getting tied up, but bring her into the 8-ball.
Okay. All right.
And say, honey, we're home.
So Snake Eyes.
I just want to be clear. We've once again kidnapped someone
It's
and
what we
ran
do.
back to the 8-ball.
All right.
It's what we do.
So at this point, Lightfinger is actually sitting at the bar with like a giant comical cast on his arm. And he goes, "Oh, holy shit, guys! Oh yeah, come on up. Let's talk to the boss about it." And he like walks sideways up the stairs because he can't fit through the.
So I know we were supposed to just do.
I'm just kind of like dragging Grail behind me.
Okay.
Without like really that much care for what she's getting dragged into.
Okay.
But I drag her up in front of in front of Snake Eyes and kind of like put one foot on top of her.
All right.
They do have the cases. And we found this one.
Now that you're actually in the light, like for the first time, you can see that like at Grail's neck, like underneath her mask and going down her neckline is like a pretty bad burn scar. That's just a detail that you notice there.
Okay. Interesting. We've removed the gas mask also.
Okay, but you didn't take her mask off. You just kind of pulled the gas mask component out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not gonna
break
snitch.
that rule.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. This is a surprise, but I suppose I should be used to that at this point.
Well, I thought you might want to get some information out of her.
Yes. Of course. No. Good move, everyone, and we will do so. Allow me. I don't think any of you particularly want to be involved with this, unless unless you do, Rusty. We'll take her, me and Rapture. We'll have some words, and we will proceed probably with a concerted attack in the near future.
Just so that you are aware, the briefcases. Actually, I don't know anything about this.
Okay. Yeah,
Billy, did you get a look at this?
I guess Billy kind of clued us in that he found them.
Yeah, I had them, and I walked through the door, and they just disappeared.
Oh, that is vexing.
There's some weird old dude. He just let me take them.
And he describes the guy who matches the what you saw and asks, was it a large man? In all senses of the word, rather jovial.
Yeah, he looked like Santa Claus.
Yes, that'll do. Frankly, at this point, I'm not sure what to make of that, but we will figure it out. Rest assured. Anything else to report about the expedition?
Wait, he knew the description of a guy, but nothing else?
He was just verifying that it was. Yes, that's Poke, leader of the loose cannons, such as they are.
Gotcha.
We're not sure how his power works, frankly. So you telling me what happened doesn't clarify much.
I know he could see me in my smoke form.
Yes. Well, that's also useful information. Yes. Who else did you run across?
Well, there was this one who has some sort of sticky power. There was some guy in a mask who, well, I'm not really sure what he was up to. He's just kind of wrestling. And then there was, we saw Vector over there.
Yes. Vector, he's very difficult to deal with. Which of you was able to take him down?
Oh, that was mostly Dog.
Excuse me.
So Skip actually kind of like shifts uncomfortably at that.
And Skip, of course.
Let's call it a joint effort.
Skip, really?
This is a team. Team
I'm
Billy.
I'm sorry. Are you saying that Skip and the dog took down Vector?
Well, that's right.
Turns
out few teeths in the arm are all takes to bring down just about anyone.
Don't I know it? All right, you fellows, have a good night's rest. I imagine we'll have something organized for tomorrow. Ideally, take care of your injuries. I suppose I know better than to ask Rusty whether you can do anything about that. Never mind. Skip, a word alone? Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Snake Eyes. I'll stay behind, and you guys are free to go, and that's the end of it. Unless you wanted to do anything else.
I'll just give Skip a pat on the back and mosey on down to the bar and use some of my billiards winnings to get Metric a PBR and Billy whatever he wants.
I'm sitting there at the bar, and then suddenly I go, "Oh fuck! I forgot my dude." And we jump cut back to them, still like dancing at the club,
sweating profusely.